Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my NHL 20 franchise mode here in the state of hockey. In the previous episode, we begun the regular season after a franchise-altering offseason. And if you don't know what happened in the offseason, I highly suggest you go and watch the two episodes. I believe they're called Nuked and Fallout. Things happened. Brief summary, we traded away three of our best players, Brandt Clarke, Anthony Francis, and Pietrangelo. Three players that I thought were untouchables. But we found the perfect trades to make. Brought on probably a franchise defenseman in Jani Niemi. Anthony Francis was sent to Boston, the team that originally had the pick to select him, for 3 firsts and a third-line center in Hobson that we signed to an 8-year deal. We traded Pietrangelo and Brandt Clarke to Columbus. We got a lot done. This team is different. I said I don't expect this team to be the 60-win club anymore. I didn't. But as you can see, through 38 games, almost halfway through the season, 27-6-5, we've been damn good. Our goaltending has been good. Our offense has been good. The depth scoring is actually a lot better. We changed head coaches, which I think is a major part to why we're performing so well and after a drastic change, because you don't just lose 390 overall players and get better, but all around this team is really, really damn good. We named our captain Harrison Hadar, the Haymaker, Harrison Radar, Hadar, whatever you want to call him. Number 47, the fourth captain in this franchise mode. Absolutely worth it. Absolutely love him. You could debate anybody else's captain, but I gave it to the young kid because he's leading us into the future. And if you don't recall, I stated not too long ago that the next time we win the Stanley Cup is when this franchise mode is done, because I am ready to begin the next one. The next time we win the Stanley Cup, it could be this year, it could be next year, it could be the year after, but we have a little window. I would say until 2041 is when this franchise mode should be done. We need to win a Stanley Cup. This team is capable of winning a Stanley Cup, and I want to just get right into it. We're going to stop around the trade deadline to see if there's anything we can add. We have about $3.5 million, a few assets we can potentially move. But let's sim to the end of January, begin a new year, welcome to 2038, and see where we're at after the month. Big win against Carolina. Let's hope that continues. Almost at 30 wins here through... Okay, St. Louis. We lose to St. Louis. Not a great game there, but we rebound with a win against Chicago. I was going to say something, but now my brain is completely mush. Albert Schausser is hurt, which means, is Sedera back yet? Sedera has to be back, right? Sedera is not back yet. Anybody in the AHL we can call up? Go to roster moves. I just want to see. Anybody in the AHL we can call up right this second. It's only... we'll bring up Bobby McFumbles. He won't hurt either side. He's honestly a pretty solid depth guy, but it's only a few games until Sedera is back. We're going to go ahead and put Bobby McFumbles in there, because it won't really hurt us that much for too much time anyways. Okay, we'll go Rivera right there. AHL, we can literally put in anybody we really feel like. And we got a lot of young guys in the AHL. That's why we kind of went to rebuild, or retool mode. I said rebuild, but we're kind of in a retool. We're changing. This team is changing. But it's fine. It happens. It's whatever. We'll get Ganon there. Good. Ganon, welcome back. Ganon. Good. It's only a few games, so hopefully we can continue winning some. We also have 3 first-round picks this year and a bunch for the foreseeable future. Albert Schausser is back, so Bobby McFumbles, you can get the hell out of the lineup. I'm so sorry I have to do this to you. It was only like, what, a game? It's whatever. It doesn't hurt my feelings. Good. So we won one, lost one, won 2 in a row. That's good to see. Keep winning some games, boys. Keep winning some games. Okay, big trade to start the... I'm going to start the year. We're almost at the deadline. Winnipeg acquires 2 first-round picks, McClement and Genzi, 2 defensive prospects, and Edmonton acquires Spiller, 88 overall right winger. Oh, jeez. Winnipeg is dumping off some players after they beat us in the second round. They beat us right there, too. Okay, let's head to the draft class. Now, we have 3 first-round picks this year, which gives us a little bit of leniency, but I really wish I could get Zachary Edwards because he would fit so well on this team, especially with all the contracts coming. I really want a top-tier player this coming season. It would really, really help us out going into the future, especially if we don't win a cup this year. We could be done this year. This franchise mode could be done in potentially, this is 5 episodes. 5 episodes until this franchise mode could potentially be over, which is honestly kind of crazy. I'm going to take Albert Schelser out. We're going to get Sedera in. I feel bad that he got hurt. He's only played 13 games, and he wasn't even bad through the 13 games, but we're going to keep him down here on the third line since we're simming so well, but we want him to get some time. Please don't get injured. I believe it's the All-Star break. Ned Zanacareno has been hurt in the AHL. We'll get somebody in there. Goaltender, I'm not too worried about that. Let's finish off the month strong. Win there against Washington. Lose against Detroit in the shootout. Really doesn't hurt my feelings too much, but it's Detroit. They're a dumpster fire, I guess. We'll get to Zykov. Maybe we trade away... I'm not a huge fan of 2 young goaltenders in net in the NHL. But Zykov could... well, we could... you know what? In the NHL, how is our backup performing in Olsen? Yeah, I think I'm gonna pull the trigger. I'm gonna call up... Actually, oh my god. Okay, we just lost against the Islanders. That's not great. And we'll sim one more game against Calgary. See if we win this. Finish off the month strong. 3-0 shutout. That's what I'm talking about. So 35, 10, and 6. 70 points for Toby KAHN is leading the squad. We're currently first place in the NHL by 4 points. The Devils are 2 straight Stanley Cups for the Devils, so we know what they're all about. Hopefully we can win our 15th straight President's Trophy, even after trading away our 3 best players. I'm going to bring up Zykov. Okay, and then we have to send down somebody. We can send down Bobby McFumbles. I really don't feel like keeping him up there. And that should be good. I'm okay with that. So we have 3 goaltenders on the roster. I think we are going to... Yeah, we're going to put Zykov in the net. I thought my theory would have been right, but our backup has really not been performing the best, so we're going to go ahead and put Zykov in. He's 84 overall. He should help us out. Maybe. I'm not too sure. He had 1 game in the AHL this year. I feel kind of bad, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But we are at the end of January. The trade deadline is almost upon us, but let's see how the Minnesota Wild are looking through over halfway through the season. To be exact, 51 games. So 10 games over the halfway mark. Toby KAHN and Cale Newman are playing 1A and 1B. 39 goals for Cale Newman. I mean, what's his most all-time? Is it... actually, I can literally just check right here. 57. I mean, he can definitely pass that this year if he picks up the pace. 68 points, looking like another great season. 712 goals, 1,300 points. One of the best in our franchise's history. Harrison Hadar has been performing really, really well. Gogolev as well. See? Hadar, this is the moment that I asked for. Harrison Hadar was under a point per game for the majority of the season, but he's really picked up the pace. Gogolev has settled down a bit. 22 goals and 22 assists. Seems to be the perfect forward. I love him. Don Kreider's been performing really well. Bryce Price, 27 points on the second line. We could debate getting a second line right winger to help us in the postseason. I think that's definitely something I want to look into if there's anything on the block. I don't want to force anything, but we could move Sedera down, move Price down to the third line, and bring in a second line right winger. Something like that. Chistov's been great as a fourth liner, extended him to, I don't know how many year deal we gave him, but Not too bad. We gave Hobson a $3 million contract over 8 years. I know that's a long time for a grinder, but he could definitely help us out in a playoff situation. Albert Schausser wasn't too bad. Kavanaugh wasn't too bad as well. Kip Reed on the fourth line with 12 points. 10 goals. So we can definitely score some goals. Della Rovera ain't too shabby as well. Stadera came back. No points in the first 4 games. How about defensemen? Harry Parrish, man, he has to be at the top of the league in points for defensemen. Bissonnette has stepped up. All of our defensemen have stepped up. Especially, this is important to me, especially after we changed coaches and we lost the +3s and the +1s on chemistry. They're all performing better. All around, they're better. Not as many penalty, a bit of penalty minutes from Grossman and Niemi, but they're relatively young, so I'm not too worried. Our top 2 defensemen, penalty minutes aren't bad. Oh no, Grossman. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm losing it. They're all performing really well. Brent Perez is performing really well. Madonna as well. Our defensemen are getting it done. How about DeAndre Moore? 33 wins, 7 losses, 4 OT losses, and 3 shutouts, a .917 save percentage, and a .238 goals against. He has to be top of the league. We're not going to check the entire league stats at this very moment. We're going to continue simming, and after the deadline, we'll check the stats and see any races towards the end of the season. For right now, I am just worried with how the Minnesota Wild perform, and how about we go a few games, about a week, and see what the trade block is looking like before a bunch of trades are made. We'll go to the 15th, halfway through the month, see where the chips lie. First for Ponomarev. Really don't need a centerman. Ponomarev. We have a lot of firsts to deal with too. $6 million. No, thank you. So does that mean we can bring on a $6 million player? Probably can. DeAndre Moore has been injured until February 22nd. Ah, that sucks. Oh, he could lose out on the Vezina now. Okay. So, good news. We haven't traded away Olsen yet, which means Zykov is going to be getting the start. Olsen will be the backup. Zykov, welcome to the club. Let's see how you perform through over halfway through the month. Let's see if you can be a good goaltender for us. Losing DeAndre Moore hurts us. We're going to see that right away. 2 losses right out of the gate. Big win against Toronto. Few Atlantic Division teams here. We're losing a lot in extra time. A lot. We got Ab from the San Jose Sharks. Abe, whatever you want to call him. 82 overall left winger. We got Hood from San Jose last year too. Really didn't help us out in the playoffs. Don't hate him. Could definitely be a decent third liner for us, but I'm not really interested in that right now. We'll check in not too far, or not too long from now, but for right now, let's just see where everybody is at. Cantor to the Edmonton Oilers. Philadelphia gets Yoshimura in a second. Edmonton just picked up Spiller too. Edmonton is making a run at it. 2 firsts for O'Sullivan and Kaufman. Pretty sure Sullivan's pretty solid, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Uh-oh. Sullivan. 83 overall sniper for the second line. This could be the perfect player. Now, it says he'd fit on our 4th line. Don't think our coach would like him very much. Kaufman, 81 overall. Both these guys could help. 2 firsts, though. I'm not willing to give up 2 firsts for those players. But after this Toronto game, we're going to look. Oh, there's a trade made, was there not? There's totally a trade that's... Yep. Oh, computer. Come on. You can do this. I believe in you. 4-3 OT win against the Toronto Maple Leafs. 38-11-9. We're going to trade away Olsen after DeAndre Moore is back, okay? Toby Kahn, 78 points. 20 points above a point per game. Love to see that. Totally in the run. There's 4 points ahead of the Devils. Devils are keeping pace. So let's go ahead, check the trade block, see if we can add anything. Currently we have... it says we can add a $6 million player. So if there's a player out there, a cheaper player, a cheaper option, I want to add something. So, let's see what's on the block. Oh, Oland. He's a lefty, though. Don't really need an Amble. He's a lefty, too. Ooh, I could totally bring on either one of these guys with the assets that we have. Hopefully there's more teams out here willing to give up stuff. Radulov. That's the guy we tried to get a while ago. but it never worked out. He's a righty. Would he work on this team? All penalty killing lines. Oh, our coach is going to be difficult, isn't he? That's whatever. I just want a more offensive presence on that second line heading into the into the postseason. I do like O'Sullivan though. I do like him. McMichael, nah. Okay, let's see. Come on, give me something good, boys. Give me something decent. Give me something. Give me something to work with. How Columbus? How's Columbus? I want to see how Columbus is. They're currently, they're doing great. How's Brant Clark holding up? Oh, he's injured. No, 35 years of age. Look at that. Look at that. Trade value just get worse. 38 points in 55 games. Not as good as he was in Columbus, or not as good as he was in Minnesota, but over 1,000 points in his career. He'll finish with over 1,000 assists. Marcus Mironov is an absolute beauty as well. They were a former tandem at one point, probably. Columbus. I just think that's fitting how Marcus Mironov went to the team I did my last franchise mode with, but I think it's funny. Okay, Dallas, nothing. Detroit. Do we want to add Ben Archer? There's no way we could. It says we have the cap space to add him. I'm just playing games at this point. Give me a sec. Give me a sec to figure this out. So goaltending will give you what? You want Voloshenko? We'd be over the. It says we wouldn't be over the league cap though. This confuses me. Oh, could you imagine if we added 95 overall defensemen at the deadline? Ooh, could you imagine? You got this Kalpanen guy, right winger, second line, two-way forward. Says he'd work on a fourth line. Dope. Okay, any players out here? Anything at all? Anything? Chad Chadson. Second line. Says it'd work on none of our lines. Dope. Love to see that. See, that's the whole problem with the new coach. It just changes up everything, but we're performing really well. Hopefully that helps us in the postseason. Or maybe we'll suck in the postseason. You never know. Okay. Okay, anything out here? Anything at all? Anything? ABBA. Man, he might work. He might. What the frig? It says he'd be good on our first line. What is this coach on? Is this coach on drugs? Potter! $11 million for Potter. Says he would not work on this team. Not bad, though. No, that's not a bad player. We could totally add that. 3 years at 11? There's no way I'm adding that contract. Schofield. Oh, Matthew Boldy. Says it'd work on our fourth line. Tell me that makes sense. Okay. We got Drew Evans. That's a subscriber-created player. We could add that. Hagos might... Oh, he'd work. Hagos. Samuel Hagos. This might be the guy to add from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Said he'd work on a second line. He's a righty. He's 34. Maybe. I'm going to write that down. Where's my pencil? Pencil. Let me write that down. Toronto. Make sure, because I have a terrible memory. You're paying Lidman $17 million. Oh, God, Vancouver, goddamn. Chubasov, nope. Lindsay, and Winnipeg has nothing. I'm kind of thinking of adding that guy from Toronto. Or Toronto. Sorry, I pronounced the second T. I am Canadian. Trust me. I like both Drew Evans and Hagos. But Hagos says he'd work on our second line. That could make our second line that much better. And he's a sniper. I thought he was a power forward. This is the guy I'm going for. Samuel Hagos is the guy I'm bringing on. Cap would work out. We can make it work. We can make the cap work. So I'm willing to give them a goaltender if they want it. You want a Voloshenko? So cap would not work. You're retaining half the salary. You hear me? Half the salary, and then we're good. Then we're Gucci, gang. We're Gucci. If you retain half the salary, you have the salary. You have so much salary. It's easy. Do you do this trade? Trade rejected. We can give you our first. If you want our first round pick, you can take it. Minnesota, take the first. I'll do that. Goaltending you might say that's a lot to give up. If we're going for the Stanley Cup, we're going for the Stanley Cup. Trade rejected. Okay, we'll give you a second from Buffalo. Trade accepted. You might say that's a lot to give up for a 34-year-old, but I think that was the perfect trade to make. Now, we might be a little over the cap. We might be a little over the cap. But is he on our NHL roster? He is. Oh, we got to trade Olsen. Remind me to... I got to remind myself to trade Olsen to give us a little bit of cap room. But for right now, I'm thinking Sedera's going to come out. I'm gonna get him back in. Don't worry, don't worry. Hagos goes in. They're only a +1 there though, but I still like that. We'll give him power play time. I'm okay with giving Hagos power play time. He's technically our best left winger, so I just find that funny. Hagos down there. Do we go something like that? Ooh, Newman on the second line would... Nah, but that... We'll debate it. We can debate that. We can just talk about it. We can just talk about that. Kavanaugh, two-way forward. Maybe we put Sedera back in here on the third line. Technically, I'm okay with that. Price can go down here on the third line. Sedera can stay there. I'm okay with sending Kavanaugh down. And cap is just going to have to work like that. Right now, this is the best that we can do. If we trade away Olsen, I think that'll give us enough cap space to work around. Technically, we have $2 million. I don't know what's going on. Olsen. Olsen doesn't have a lot of trade value, but I'm sure we can get that off our books. I'm sure somebody would offer Ferrero, Rocher. He's making 2. We can eat. Yeah, this will give us plenty of room. Arseny, Dino Fire. Arseny, you can screw off and die. I don't care. Ferrero, what kind of player are you? $3 million? No, thank you. Are you at least decent? 79 overall, 26. Do I look stupid? What team wanted him? The Vegas Golden Knights? No. The Arizona Coyotes. Anybody with a lot of cap space that want him? Anybody? I mean, we can do San Jose. They have cap space. I'm okay with giving them. Can we just have a third? I'll do it for a third straight up. Trade accepted. I like to see that. Okay, under pro limit. I'm okay. It's whatever. It's whatever. It's whatever. It's whatever. I think we have enough cap space to work with stuff now. Benin. Good. And our cap space works out. Good. I like to see that. Because sometimes it says you have enough cap space to make moves on the roster, and I didn't want to be in a position where it might send down somebody and he'd go off on waivers. But Benin's not going to be in the NHL for long. I just want that to work out. So, Hagos, welcome to the team. We make a trade deadline acquisition. That's the first time we've done that in a while. Now, is there anything else to add? We have $3 million to work with. Maybe we get a depth defenseman. You know, I'm going to look around the league one more time. There might be a depth defenseman that I missed. I was kind of looking for higher rated forwards. So let's look around the league, see if there's any. There's not going to be any cheap defensemen. But let's see. We'll go by overall. We'll go by overall. Arizona. Defenseman, they got Lawson, but he's... No, we're kind of looking for a defensive defenseman for that bottom pairing. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Oh my god, Buffalo's got a lot. Boston had nothing? Boston had nothing. Buffalo! Oh, Buffalo. Buffalo, Buffalo, Buffalo. I'm so sorry, Buffalo. Like a Spowling. Damn, defenseman cost a lot of money. A lot of money. Luke Hughes. That's not worth it. Kind of looking for like a $3 million depth defenseman. Who's a decent overall, which is hard to come by, especially this late into a franchise mode where defensemen are easily worth the most amount of money in the league. Yeah, see, like this 78 overall guy is worth $2 million. It's not even worth it. How about that Irons guy? Irons, whatever you want to call him. Irons, are you a defensive defenseman? $2 million. We could pick him up. He might be a good replacement or a good depth guy going into the postseason, especially with injuries around the corner. Backstrom, is he a defensive defenseman? He's an offensive defenseman, probably wouldn't work on our bottom pairing. Maloney, maybe Maloney would work. I kind of like the Irons guy from Detroit. Let me write Detroit down. Detroit. Detroit Become Human. What a great game. I should have played that on this YouTube channel. And if you're here during this, if you're here this late into this episode, if you have any suggestions for any games, let me know. I'm kind of trying to expand if there's any. I know Sony just announced the second Spider-Man game, so that should be really cool. I might play that on this channel. You never really know. I don't know. I might feel it. Depends. Yeah, so if there's anything you really want to see on this channel, just let me know. I might branch out and play some more stuff. But NHL is definitely my niche. But if you like anything else, let me know. Drysdale at $10 million. See what I'm talking about right there. Defensemen are worth too much. Like, I've been pretty good with paying my defensemen pretty well, but nothing that would cripple us. I don't know. This kid might work. First, I don't think he'd work. Wow, there's really not too much. I'm probably gonna pick up that guy from Detroit. Hold on, anybody here from St. Louis? No. Tampa Bay has nothing. Okay. Carlson, kind of. Defensive defenseman from Toronto Maple Leafs. Oh, he might be the guy. He might be the guy to work. He might be good. Even as a depth guy. Even as a depth guy heading forward, 1 year left on that, bring him over for like a 4th round pick. Might be worth it. I can pick up maybe both of them? Especially with injuries and stuff, I don't want to risk anything. So, you know what? Toronto will make another trade with Toronto, whatever you want to call them. So, Carlson from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Technically, we have $3 million in cap. We'll give you, if you want, like a 3rd round pick from next year. You can have it, Tampa Bay. 3rd. Will you retain on that player? Will you retain? Trade accepted. Enjoy the 3rd round pick. I just want to see if this guy would work. I just want to see. Alfredson, I think we have enough spots in the NHL as it is. So let me go check. Oh yeah, we have to check goaltenders real quick. No, what did I just do? Wait, what? Oh, it sent down. Oh, it must have sent down the other guy. Yeah. So, defensive, he'll probably help us out. 79 overall. He might. Defensive defenseman, KAHN. I'll send KAHN down. I'll send him down. Yeah, we're just trying to make, there's not a lot of moves we can make, especially with the cap that we have. So I just want to make sure we get everything sorted out. KAHN, you haven't been too great this season. You're young, so I'm going to give you some time down there in the AHL just to figure your ish out. So, let me see. I'll put him literally anywhere, I don't care. Hey, KAHN. I'll fix it up. I'm not too worried. He wasn't the best in the NHL this year. It doesn't worry me too much. Put him down there on the 2nd line. I'm not too worried about that, but I think this team is ready to go. I hope those trades don't make us worse, but I'm ready to go towards the trade deadline, see where everybody stands, check the stats, and go from there. But that's all the trades I really want to make. We make an addition in Samuel Hagos. We had the cap to do so. Hopefully he can help this team in the postseason. Keep it going, Minnesota. Sinziger to the Anaheim Ducks, and San Jose gets Matt Mirror and a 3rd round pick. Cool. Some depth trades here. DeAndre Moore is officially back. That's what I love to see. DeAndre Moore, I missed you, but Benin, you're going to get out. Too bad, so sad. We'll keep you in the backup position here for a little bit. Zykov hasn't been too bad, kind of losing a lot of games. But, you know what, we'll keep Benin in the NHL for right now. We'll keep him in the NHL. Lost another game there, but we've lost a lot recently. But hopefully we can turn it around. Almost at 40 wins before the deadline. Can we make that reality? Yes, we can. 40 12 and 9, Chicago. Okay, Toronto gets a little package. Oh, hopefully Niedermaki's a decent prospect. Washington gets Jesper Wallstedt. I want to say Washington already had Wallstedt. That wasn't a lot to give up for Wallstedt. Washington makes a big trade there. Okay, Chicago, our last game before the deadline. We win 7-1. Samuel Hagos wants to talk to me. You're playing 15.55 a night. Shut up. I just traded for you. That you're probably mad because you played less on Toronto. So don't come over here to my office and yell at me, Samuel Hagos. I swear to God. I'll punch you in the throat. Don't tempt me. Do not. Do not. Don't. So a 3-2 shootout loss against the Colorado Avalanche. 10 overtime and shootout losses this season. That's a lot. But we're still first in the league by 3 points. The Rangers have caught up to the Devils. Ooh, it's a close one, boys. Okay. We're past the deadline. Let's see how everybody is doing. Check some races towards the end of the season. So, Toby KAHN, 82 points. He's stepped up. I asked somebody to step up, and he has really become that player. Hopefully he gets 100 points this year. I think 20 points in 19 games, he can get that. Cale Newman, 47 goals. 10 more goals, and he'll tie his best season ever. Harrison Hadar, 66 points. If he can hit 82 points, I'm happy with that. Samuel Hagos has come over for, a few games. 8 points in 5 games! Stepping up, Samuel! That is huge for us. I love that. Hopefully he's a good playoff performer. How is he? I probably should have checked his playoff stats. But, knowing Toronto, he hasn't really played that many games. I mean, last long postseason, he had 16 and 13, 8 and 11, 8 and 7, 7 and 10, 5 and 6, 2 and 5. Not a bad postseason performer, but Toronto has sucked in the postseason, so it doesn't really matter. Gogolev with 58, probably a 35-goal scorer. Kreider with 44. If he hits 60 this season, I'm happy. Bryce Price, 30. Okay, Chistov with 24 is the fourth-line center. Beautiful. Hobson is the third-line center. Not bad. Kip Reed, 14, 10 goals. Della Rovera with 14. Sedera only having 1 point in the last... he has not been performing too well. Especially with that injury. He wasn't bad to start the year. But I guess that injury kind of halted his progression, but that sucks. Defense, Harry Parrish, under a point per game. But you know what, as a defenseman with a plus 29, his name should be in the hat for the Norris. Bissonnette, beautiful. Grossman, beautiful. Niemi, gorgeous. Perez, great. Carlson coming over for a few games. 1 point in 5 games, plus 7 though, 0 penalty minutes. Definitely helping out our cause. Goaltending. You know what? Bringing up Zykov, he's performed a whole lot better. Coming in for injury relief for DeAndre Moore. I know that's a lot to ask for, but 917 is phenomenal, especially with the high-scoring league that it is. DeAndre Moore, both goaltenders have been great. I like to see that. Benin, 1 game, 1 loss. It's whatever. Let's check the entire league. Let's check the award races. We should definitely have some names and some hats. That's all I'm saying. Gordon Layton, former Minnesota Wild goaltender. DeAndre Moore has played a lot less games, but overall, he's a better goaltender. He should win it. He should win it. That's all I'm saying. We got a lot of Minnesota Wild goaltenders here in the top 15 of goaltenders. That makes me very weirded out. And rookie skaters. Rookie skaters. Rodney Yoshi, 37 points. Good for you, Toronto. Defenseman. Mateo Jogren is he could just win it outright with the amount of points, 16 ahead of Harry Parrish. He might just win it outright with just this sheer amount of points, but I would say Harry Parrish he has to be up there. And the Art Ross. Let's see who it is. Does anybody expect anything less out of Anthony Francis? 101 points. 97 overall, making $14 million. Absolutely worth the contract. You know what? We'd probably be a better team with him, but I think we made the right choice. Man, he's almost at 2,000 points, over 1,000 assists, 905 goals, which means he passed Wayne Gretzky. I think Ovechkin is somewhere around there. Joel Everberg is up there as well. One of the best of all time. You can't complain about me trading away Anthony Francis when Wayne Gretzky was traded away. You can't. And Joshua Waugh and Anthony Francis, that connection is dynamite. Capo Caco, Gustav Slychuk, Savoie. There's some teams out there. The Rangers with Capo Caco and Savoie are a powerhouse. You have Joel Everberg, which he might be leading the league in goals. I mean, Gustav Slychuk might be winning it, actually. He's almost at 1,000 goals. He's 50 goals away. He's 51 goals away from 1,000, so he's probably first all-time at this point. Holy Jesus. Oh my God. The sheer amount of goals in his career. He's had 3 straight 80-plus goal seasons. Wait, no, I'm crazy. That's not real. Yeah, no, I lied. His 3 highest seasons are 2 of the last 3 seasons have been 80-plus goals. My bad. Machine. Most goals in the league, 66 for Gustav Slychuk. Yeah, that's a large race right there. That's the gap between 1, 2, and 3. Pietrangelo, though, up there. One of the best of all time. 843 goals. But one of the best. Most assists in the NHL at this current point in time. 69 for McCollum. Nice. But we have over a month left of simulation. Let's see how this winds down. We are currently first place in the NHL, 93 points. The Rangers are second place, 3 points behind us. And Bruins aren't too far behind. Okay, let's just keep it going. Let's head to the end of the season. I'm not too worried. We're a playoff team for sure. If we collapse because of this, then there's a problem with us for sure. 6-2 victory. Let's just keep it going. Alexander Ponikarovsky is hurt in the AHL. Not super worried about that. Sergei Nikulin. Who are you? Oh, I know! Did I just press claim? I just pressed claim. He's probably not that bad. Oh, that's funny. Oh, man. I'm sorry. Oh, God, that makes that first line look so bad. We're fine. They're fine. Kumalin. Who did we just pick up? Was it? It was Nikulin. 24 years. That's not even a bad guy to pick up. That's a great player to pick up, Owen. The universe was in your favor, Owen. And we can take out Schultz. We can put Nikulin in. Would that help us out? Whatever. He's a young guy. He might even be a depth NHL player for us one day. So win, loss, 2 losses in a row. Big win. 44, 14, and 11. 45 wins. Not a 60-win squad anymore, but I know we're one of the best in the league. Easy. So, man, if only we could have had a lottery pick this year. Zachary Edwards is the guy to win. Oh, my God, Zachary Edwards. So 3 wins after 2 straight regulation losses. A 10-5 win over the Calgary Flames. Winning some games here. Almost at 50 wins, except we lose against Winnipeg. Thank you, Winnipeg. Appreciate that so much. Okay, Philadelphia Flyers, 2 straight regulation losses. Tampa Bay Lightning, that's win number 50. Okay, let's continue onwards. Nashville, 1-0 shutout, 6-5 loss, so we've lost a lot of regulation games this year. 4-1 victory. Corbin Pete is hurt. AHL figure itself out. Edmonton and the Dallas Stars. Let's slow sim this game because why the hell not? 41 wins. They might make the playoffs. This is an important game for them. Let's see. First period, 2-0 Dallas. Rogar and Koliakovo. Is that? Oh, that's a former Minnesota Wild, Koliakovo. DeAndre Moore with a poor performance. Sucks. Second period. 3-0. Wow. Great way to end off the season, boys. Really appreciate it. Power play. We can still make this a game. Harry Parrish, big goal. We can still make it as a game. We can do that. That's why you never slow sim a game. Ever. In the regular season. Gogolev, 12 minutes left. Oh, come on, boys. Come on, power play. Power play. Oh, please, Minnesota. Come on, boys. You can do it. I believe in you. Power play, Dallas. Come on. 1 minute, please. You know what? 50-plus wins, especially after trading away 390 overall players. I am happy. either which way with her performance this season. A lot of losses. That's what, 29 losses overall, more than we've had in a while. But the regular season is over and done with. We have won the President's Trophy by 2 points. Another close season. The Columbus Blue Jackets win the Metropolitan Division. I want to see them in the finals. I really want to see them in the finals. But let's check the entire league. Toby Kahn, 2 points shy of 100. So that's the first time in a long time we haven't had a 100-point scorer on the squad. But I understand that. I'm not worried. 98 points, stepping up a $15 million contract. I asked for him to step up. He did just that. Kale Newman, 96 goals, 54 goals, 96, did I say 96 goals? 96 points, 54 goals, one of his best seasons ever in goal totals, but I'm happy with his performance, especially being one of the only vets left after all the big guys left. He's the only one. He's one of the only ones left. But great, 3 straight 50-goal seasons. I love him. Hadar, the captain of the Minnesota Wild, his first year was successful. 2 straight phenomenal seasons for him. His best goal totals, 22 to be exact, 87 points. If I can get point per game from him every season, I'm happy with him. 25 years of age, one of the best on our squad. Second round pick, by the way. Second round. Remember that. Samuel Hagos came over, only played 81 games, 32 goals, 81 points. 28 points in the last 24 games with the Minnesota Wild. That was a phenomenal pickup. Phenomenal. Got him at half his contract for the next 3 years. Doubt we'll keep him on for that long. But either which way, that's a great trade deadline acquisition. Gogolev with 80 points. Great season. Really rebounding for him. I mean, 98 points last season is hard to come by. But especially with how his career average has gone, that's over average. I'm okay with that. Don Kreider, great season. 22 goals. Bryce Price, 22 goals. So we're seeing a more even scoring from our bottom 6. Hobson with 33 points. Not the best season, but he's a grinder. He didn't even have that many penalty minutes as a grinder. So, Chistov with 27. Soretta had a pretty terrible end of the season, coming back from injury. I know he only played over half the season. He was a half point per game player. Not bad for your rookie season, actually. Kip Reed wasn't too shabby. Della Rivera was a beauty, obviously. Eldridge Chausser wasn't bad in his 33 games, but the offense was more evened out. Harry Parrish, 83 points. He better go out there and win the Norris, please. What is he at in his career? What is he at? 413 points, under half point per game in his career, but former 5th overall pick, 7 years at $13 million. He's worth the contract. Bissonnette having a great year. Grossman, 20 goals. We have 2 20-goal scoring defensemen is hard to come by. Grossman's a goal scorer. He has a shot. Ooh. Yes, I like that. Niemi coming over, replacing the beauty that is Brandt Clark. 44 points. Career best. Yep, the career best season. Yeah, I like to see that. Carlson came over for a few games. 5 points, plus 15, 8 penalty minutes. Not a bad guy for us. Brent Perez with 21. Not bad. I like to see that. Goaltending. And DeAndre Moore finishes with 55 wins, 12 losses, 3 shutouts, and a .916 save percentage. You know, I'm probably going to win the Vezina again. Unless the other guys had great ends to the season. Zykov came in for 13 games, 912, and a .237 goals against as well. Not a bad performance. Maybe we should have kept him in longer this season. So, let's check some award races. Leighton finishes with the most wins, but by far, DeAndre Moore was the best goaltender in the league. Now imagine if DeAndre Moore wasn't hurt for half the month of February. Give him 5, 6 more wins? Probably. 916. He's winning it. He's taking home the William M. Jennings and the Vezina. Book it. It's happening. And rookie skaters. Who's taking home the Calder? It is Roman Kalinka from the St. Louis Blues. I was cheering for Yoshi. That's personally. And the former first overall pick from the Vancouver Canucks finishes second. How about the Norris? Jogren with 100 points. You can say a debate for Harry Parrish, but with that outright point scoring, that is going to be hard to beat. Jogren is one of the best defensemen of his era, easily. 1,200. Man, he might even be better than Quinn Hughes. 100 points off Quinn Hughes. Yeah, that's... I mean... it's whatever. Quinn Hughes is still the best defenseman of the generation because he stole so many Norrises. Ben Archer is up there. I would say Harry Parrish is probably second best because of how well his plus minuses is. Wow, that was difficult. And the Art Ross is going to Matthew Savoie, 129 points. The duo in New York, Capo Caco and Savoie, go off with over 250 combined points. Yikes. Anthony Francis is up there, 55 goals, 122 points, almost at 2,000. Over 900 goals in his career, one of the best of all time. Joshua sees two duos leading the league, the New York duo and the Boston duo. Pietrangelo, 65 goals. Who leads the league in goals? 75 for Gustav Slychuk. That's hard to beat. I'm not going to lie. That is very hard to beat. Joel Everberg is up there. He's getting very, very close to 1,000 goals. Very impressive. But a great season nonetheless. Very high scoring year. That means that just shows how much more impressive DeAndre Moore's season was. Most assists goes to Jackson Cron. Okay, let me just check the entire league, see where everybody finishes. It looks like Boston and Columbus finished very high. Boston was first in their division, and Columbus was first in their division. I think these picks are going to come back to help us in a few years once those contracts start to hurt them. But for right now, we are the best in the league for the 14th, 15th straight year. It's been a very long time. We are the best in the league, no doubt about it. And in the first round, we will be playing... who is it going to be? We will be playing the Colorado Avalanche. Ooh, historic rivalry in the first round. That'll be fun. And our race to Stanley Cup number 7 is on. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this one, please leave a like, leave a comment, share with people who you think may enjoy this sort of thing. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.